Well, hello and welcome to Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. I am Nerdarchist Ted, and tonight we're going to play some 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. Before we get into all of these wonderful people, who they are, and who they're going to be playing, this is Untraditionally Arcane, our 5e game of all wizards party, where they are trying to fix the wild magic issues that are happening out there, and what have you. This game is sponsored by our friends over at Easy Roller Dice. Whether it's your first set of dice or your 1 millionth set of dice, all your Easy Roller Dice for all your dice rolling needs. You can find a link as well as a promo code down in the description to Easy Roller Dice. Down there, you will also find a link to all of the amazing places you will find all of these wonderful people here on our channel. And we do have a minor hiccup. While we have all the players tonight, Robin is feeling a little bit under the weather. So we, talked amongst ourselves, and we're allowing Robin to play, and they will just type, and I will read what their character winds up saying in the moment. Hope that's not too much of an issue for you, but this was a way to allow everyone to play and still be involved in the funness that's going on. So I'm going to kick it over to, this time, V, to let you say who you're playing and what you remember from last session.
Hello, I'm V Muse. I am playing Sparanya. It's been a long week. Speranza Dasoni. She is a halfling Dramaturgy wizard, and you can find me pretty much anywhere on the internet as V Muse type of situation. So come find me, see what's up. I am so brain fried right now. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. All right, then who do you want to throw it to?
I'm gonna toss it over to Fraginator.
Hi, I'm Fraginator. Definitely not typing and not paying attention. You can't find me anywhere but here. I'm playing Avtok Treebender, a Loxodon Order of Scribes wizard, and let's pass it to Jake, since he's the one I was actually typing to, because I misread his name and totally thought it said Wonder Bread, not Beard.
Well, excuse me. Well, I am Jake, also known as MTD Jake. And you can usually find me at Mini Terrain Domain when I'm not here, over on twitch.tv/Mini Terrain Domain, running a couple different campaigns over there, including the Dawnbringers every Thursday night with both Ted and V. So be sure to tune in for that. Pardon me, I am playing Ordo Wonderbread. Dang you, Fraginator. Ordo Wonderbeard.
You're welcome.
I looked at it as I said it. I'm like, don't say it. Don't say it. I said it. Ordo Wonderbeard, the Dwarven Beardomancer. I don't know what gave me that idea to play this character. Ordo is a Dwarven Beardomancer who is very meticulous about appearance.
And I guess that leaves us, over to Asa.
I was assuming that I was about to get completely jumped over and you were going to go ahead and introduce Robin and do their introduction for them. And then I would be left alone without anybody talking to me at all. Hi, I'm Asa. I am with Roll for Mischief. We stream on Tuesdays, and we are about ready to wrap up our current campaign. We are at level 20, which has been really exciting. We've been at level 20 forever, and I'm currently the DM, which means my player character doesn't get to enjoy being a level 20 monk any further. But we're going to start a new campaign pretty soon. I'm excited for that. It's going to be more of a horror campaign, possibly a bit of Ravenloft ripoff. Don't know yet. Anywho, I play Joshua, and I'm usually a very worried sounding tiefling, like maybe a Winnie the Pooh.
And he is an onomancer from the Unearthed Arcana that didn't make it into, the final books, but it's still a pretty cool wizard subclass, and, we didn't want to let that go. Robin is playing Chessaline, the Drow Bladesinger, and they are on mute tonight because they have a sinus infection and no voice. But none of you want to hear them coughing anyway, so this is a way for Robin to still take part in the game, especially considering there's some stuff happening with their character that is kind of crucial, well, not crucial, but very important to their character. So I wanted to give them an option, and all the players here were definitely on board with it. So without further ado, let's get into the recap and get into what's actually happening. So with the different 8 schools of magic that aren't working properly, you have been traveling to these bizarre locations to try and find these vessels, these relics of arcane energy, the 8 vessels of arcane power, as they are currently referred to. You've already gone and found and fixed the Seeing Shrine, and you have traveled to trying to fix necromancy to the Gravane Graveyard, a cursed place where things there don't tend to live for very long. It attracts all kinds of necromantic energy. Totally dropped my train of thought. I do apologize. Where is the name? There we go. Master Raylith, the half-elven necromancer, had urged at least to Chessaline to see if they might go towards the Gravane Graveyard so that he might get all of his power restored. And since Chess is considering, learning some more necromantic powers and what have you, they were able to convince the party that that's where you guys should go. You went ahead and you ventured down within a cavernous hole to go through a crypt, and found your way through some dark and spooky passages to a very old crypt where some of the writing on the walls has almost been blurred through just time. And as you entered the hallway, spirits began to come out of the walls and move into your bodies. And that is where we left off. This very, clutch moment of these spectral forms kind of descending upon you. So, who wants to go first to tell me what is actually transpiring? All right, I will roll then if no one's going to volunteer.
No, go.
All right, go for it.
I was trying to find my mouse. Forgive me.
They always says she's looking for her mouse, and we have never seen this mouse. I don't think it exists.
It's a mythic mouse.
It's an imaginary familiar.
Rather quick.
Mine runs away too.
So Speranza, she's looking around, and we can all see the spirits, right? Like floating around.
Yes.
So like her eyes are darting around furiously, like her big green eyes are darting around, and her mouth starts opening and closing almost like a fish. And then you just see her grab her little fists in close to her body and just hold them to her chest. And she squints her eyes really tight. She goes, "Nuh-uh, no, sir, no, ma'am, no, occupado, fully stocked. I don't need any more residents. I have enough time here in my own thoughts. Nope. Like she's just like fully resistant to anyone taking shape and or form in her own body.
So, you almost create this barrier, and you watch a handful of spirits just kind of ricochet like a bouncy ball. They don't quite get to you, but so it bounces off, and the things kind of tendril off and head back into the walls around you. What about anybody else? What do you do visually? I believe all of the rest of you don't fight off, if I have that correct, the spirits that have entered into this area. So is there any one of you that has any visible change that comes over you, whether it be an expression, a posture, a stance? Go ahead, Asa.
So Joshua, looking at all these spirits swirling around, would just be like, "Oh my, I think I need a drink." And upon saying that, I will probably, because I'm going to be possessed by a spirit, I can kind of just talk this through, eh?
Sure, yeah.
All right. I'll hear in my head a dwarven voice saying something like, "Ah, drink, I could use a drink." And then one of those spirits will just flow into me, just through my mouth, as though I'm drinking something.
Dwarven spirits?
I am I'm drinking a dwarven spirits. I've allowed a dwarven spirit into my body.
So
And yeah.
for our, our fans and friends at home, what has actually transpired? Given all of the players' agency in this particular situation, um, you know, anyone who wanted could allow a spirit to cohabitate for as long as it so desires, and in so doing, they learn a language, they gain proficiency with a skill, and it teaches them one spell, and it's not from the wizard spell list. So I like to give some fun ways to allow some other spells within the game. And since this is locked into the structure of an all wizards game, I want to do something bizarre here. And this is how I chose to do it.
Are we sharing those things, or is that just going to come up in play?
That is entirely up to what you want to do, whether it be through just straight up narration, through role playing, or just to come up through the game later on. That's going to be each of your individual choices. You've all shared with me who the spirit is, what things you've selected, but I'm not asking you to share that now unless you want to.
I am happy to announce that my language is Dwarven. The rest of it, you will all have to wait and see, and hopefully some of you have watched our previous games.
All right. So as you continue down this, did you say something, Jake?
Yeah.
What's up?
I was going to go, and Robin has some text in the chat too.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. So go ahead, Jake.
Yeah, I think as Speranza is sort of closing up and warding off these spirits, and it was moments before this, or somewhere pretty recently, that I think that Chess reiterated the flow of necromancy. And so Ordo's standing in the middle of this area as these spirits are flying around. I'm sorry, did you see necromancy? I am a beardomancer. I spend most of my time cutting hair and doing minor surgeries and pulling teeth. This is not... Oh dear, no. To a passing spirit, no. There is an area around me that I do not want you to enter. If you're in my reach, I will cut you with my shears. No. What I don't see is the very small spirit form of a mouse that is moving across the floor. And as I'm warding off these other spirits, this little spirit mouse climbs up the side of my robes, disappears into the robes, and briefly appears up under my beard, and then just starts poking its way through. And I have no idea at this moment that a spirit has taken over or taken up residence in my beard, which is a true extension of myself. But you can definitely see a ghostly mouse poking its way out of my beard.
Nice.
Quite awesome. So as all of this is going on, Chess goes still for a moment. It's her and a horned wisp of a undead spectral form that's, frozen for a moment. No panic between them. In fact, wordlessly as if it were, it seems to be more of a conversation marked by shifting facial expression on Chess's part. At the end of that exchange, she inclines her head in an acquiescent nod, with the spirit wrapping around her like a shawl that melds into her body.
Seeing Speranza, who's kind of like the miniature mom of the group, not wanting anything, and then Ordo also seeming like he's trying to ward off things, Avtok will attempt to do the same. I would say probably Joshua and Chess, maybe out of the corner of her eye, would see a sneaky looking Gith end up coming up behind Avtok and melding from behind. And just as it happens, Avtok goes, "Oh, so that's what that's like." Oh, okay. And that's it. It's the only change.
So, as you know, all of you kind of come to your senses, you know, the new elements, shared memories between you and these spirits, you know, kind of settle in. And at first, it's not much, but over time, you know, there will be memories associated with whatever skill you have selected that will seem very bizarre because you now have memories associated with this spirit that are not entirely your own, and full artistic license to do with as you will there. But eventually you gain composure, you check on your fellow adventurers, and everyone seems, at least for the most part, fine with whatever's happened. The other spirits all kind of drift away, either fought off or a new host selected. And you continue forward. You eventually come to a T intersection. Both sides, no sconces, no light, but it still continues to be that dark black worked stone. Which way do you go?
If I remember right, Joshua was really concerned about the going of the underground.
Mm-hmm.
And just the whole dark and creepiness of this to begin with. I'm gonna go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw
Sure.
against
Bronze
fear.
Meantime, Bronze is casting light to give us a little bit more light.
Sure.
She'll touch Ordo's beard and like have it start glowing. Here, this looks like it'd be good for diffusing things. It's
Is
very
it,
soft. You condition.
is it just me, or does it seem like the walls are closing in and everything is getting tighter? And I don't think I can breathe. And I'm pretty sure we should go the other way. We should go back where there's sky and there's.
You're fine. You're all right.
I don't feel fine. I don't feel fine. I feel like I can't breathe. I don't know what to do here.
Cass puts her hand upon your shoulder.
I'll just jump ever so slightly at being touched.
Cast vampire touch.
I'm pretty sure in my freak out last time I smacked Ordo in the face with my shovel. I'm pretty sure I have two of them.
So Chess tells you can breathe. You're okay. We have to see this through, and then it will be over. So if you wish to use that as a chance to reroll, you can do so with advantage.
That sounds good to me.
I'm going to use my, what's it called? Portent to give him a 4.
I mean, a +4?
No, it's just you get a 4 on the die.
A 4. He's making you fail.
Well,
I mean, I was already doing poorly. I rolled an 8 and an 11 with a +2, so I was already at a failure because my DC is my own spell DC, which is a 15. Yeah,
Pretty sure I used my 16 last session, so now I'm out of portents.
So you've moved one of my dice to a 4. Either way, I still fail.
well,
I'm gonna clutch both of my shovels.
I'll just pick him up and carry him.
So what is it that you knew about this particular situation, or what did you see?
Me?
The portent is a divination. You knew what was going to happen. So you as Fraginator are making the choice to put
okay. Avtok had seen this beforehand and knew it wasn't going to work anyway. And by making it so that he was even more scared, he becomes nearly catatonic, and I'm able to lift him without him fighting me, rather than being cognizant enough to hit me with a shovel in the face.
So in my head, I hear that scream from the Redad from Ocarina of Time, and then all of a sudden Joshua just like goes like rigid.
All right. So Avtok picks up the Tiefling, and you guys continue on? Are you going left or are you going right?
Left.
I assumed as much. I have to give you the choice, even though I know what choice you're going to.
Yeah, because if you don't let us choose, we'll never get the chance to pick left.
Semper Lateralis.
Avtok, for some reason, even though he's been trying to hang towards the back or even the middle, immediately plows to the front and starts going where we're going, leading.
So since you are in the front, Avtok, go ahead and make go ahead and make an Arcana check.
What's Arcana? 17. My bonus is almost bigger than my roll.
So as you begin walking, you've got light coming from behind, from Ordo's now brilliant beard. It was wonderful and amazing before, but now it's literally brilliant with light energy from Speranza's spell. But you nearly walk into a barrier that is humming with magical energy. It's invisible, but it is like
sounds like a bug zapper.
Almost. It's not quite that loud. But like when you're walking, like you can feel it giving off, and when you put your hand up, that's when you can physically hear the humming, but it's only when you're right upon it. So what do you do?
I touch it with Joshua.
Oh, Jesus.
You're welcome.
I mean, it's basically just a wall. Joshua's arm or foot, whatever it is, collides with it and doesn't go forward, but there's no kickback, no problem of energy or damage.
Are you just like bonking me against an invisible wall?
Basically.
Yeah. Joshua says it's safe.
I continue to poke the wall with my shovel.
It's a barrier. It's not going anywhere.
I didn't take the spell magic. Sorry, guys.
I thought I did. I did! Am I useful enough to do that, though?
Can I just shake him until a dispel magic falls out?
That's how wizarding works, if I remember. Finally, I'll like with my free hand just slap it out talking. Put me down.
You're good now?
I could deal with this.
So the wall is not glowing so much as when you are literally within a foot of it, and there's the presence of well, I'm only going to give you the information that you would have, but from when you're that close, it's almost like you can feel it, and when you're within 6 inches of almost touching it, you can hear the hum.
I will channel my power through my shovel.
Okay.
Smack my shovel against the wall, saying, "Be gone!" while casting Dispel Magic.
All right. So you send the energy into the spell, or you send the energy of the spell into the wall. What does your Dispel Magic normally look like?
I don't think I've given that a lot of thought. Usually I would take the moment to like kind of suss out the words of the spell and then just sort of find a way of unraveling them. So there's not a lot of like anything physical that people would see when I do it. It's more of just a momentary meditation.
Okay, so why don't you go ahead and make an Arcana check for me real quick as part of casting this spell?
Okay. That would be a 15.
It's a 15. So you have the sense that there is a divine element to this particular spell.
Okay.
You are confident that there is a signature, as loose as it is, that speaks to more holy or divine casting of whatever this barrier is.
Cool. Well, I happen to be trained in religion while I'm not trained in Arcana. Can I make a religion check
Sure.
to see if I can figure out more? Okay. Oh man, I am rolling wonderfully. That is, well, that's a 13.
13 total.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
6.
there's not any symbology here to work with. The 13 will just confirm that it is celestial in origin, divine, however you want to, look at it. So as
It's
all,
God's magic. Nothing to be done.
so as all of this is happening, Chess draws forth her blade, sheathes it in dark energy along the blade, back straight for a moment, draw the blade from left to right diagonally along the curtain, cast inflict wounds to do necrotic damage. And you wrote for a moment far too much. I need to work on that. Oh, sorry, that wasn't so are you doing this in tangent with him casting Dispel Magic? All right, so between the two things, you wind up seeing the barrier shatter, and it's almost like this unseen wall becomes glass and just drops to the ground. And for the next 10 feet, there is literally broken glass on the ground. So I imagine you continue to press on.
Yep. Stepping carefully on the glass.
Stepping carefully on the glass. Is Avtok, still pushing on, trying to be in the lead?
Yes, and after hearing, I'm assuming the glass crack underfoot, I will cast a spell, and all of a sudden, anyone that steps on it that's near me, we're all quiet.
Okay.
And it's not silence.
Okay. Nice.
You know what it is, but
Yeah.
okay.
I'm aware. I've got.
Now I got to figure out how to cast a spell on D&D Beyond. Do slots right there. Boom, done. Okay.
Almost like you've done this before.
Yes.
So the passage takes away choice of left and rights, but it winds. And the further you go, the more crypts you wind up seeing every so often. And the nameplates have fallen off or been completely worn away. You walk for quite a while. This complex is far bigger than you really had expected it to be. And then in the distance, a light appears. Small at first, as any light in the distance always is. And as you begin to approach, those of you with keen ears hear the sound that's clearly of someone pacing. Do you continue forward?
I do, because I do not have keen ears.
Neither do I, and we're fairly quiet.
You've got some big ears too.
Yeah, my ears suck. I smell good though. Well, I mean, I probably don't, but I can smell good though.
Your beard oils.
No, they're Ordo's beard oils.
Yeah, but he gave them to you, didn't he? Because you're growing your own beard.
Oh yeah, what
I-
level spell is that,
I
Jake?
taught you how to make your own beards.
Yeah, is that first or second level? Because I have to spend that spell too, because I do that every 8 hours.
Yeah,
now.
it's in the. I have to check real quick.
It's beard.
That spell really needs to be a ritual, because
First level. Beard
well,
growth.
at least it's a first level slot.
First level, 1 action. Your beard lasts for 8 hours.
All right, I will talk to the design team to see if we can add the ritual tag to beard.
Right.
growth. Would that make you happy?
Yes.
It makes sense that it would be a ritual. You'd use the beard oil and have a whole grooming regimen that would.
And the reason mine looks terrible is because I use my feature to just go in 6 seconds to cast my ritual.
I think it's going to require a lot of reprints. You know, so
Yeah,
that's something. to
D&D
think
does it
about.
all the time. It'll be fine.
So as you continue onward, the chamber that winds up appearing is larger, but the thing that gets your attention is that there is a pedestal with something on it, a shimmering barrier of energy in a dome surrounding it. And then walking in a circle around the dome is an angelic form, standing 7 foot tall, wearing golden plate armor. A large sword adorns their back, long golden hair, silvery white wings come out of their back, and there is the most dour and angry expression upon their face as they look in your direction. Why are you here?
I look at chess.
Well, Chess is saying a thing.
Jess says you don't seem to be too fond to be here, Angel. And their reply is it is not fond of being here. It is not fond of anyone else being here.
So that was your wall trying to keep people out then.
Yes.
Oh, good.
You need a-
I was
you need a
worried it was
better
trying
wall.
to keep you in. No, I'm less worried.
Again, I ask, why are you here?
Because we took a left.
It's where the path led.
I mean, we could get philosophical and ask why anyone is here, really. But I think we know that the answer is most of the people, they ended up dying, and so they came here type situation. Am I wrong, or is that more along the line? Yeah, right? But I mean, it's kind of weird. I mean, I'm with Chess here. Why are you here?
I am to stop anyone from getting through this barrier.
Well, what's behind the barrier that's supposed to make people stop coming in? I mean, if it's that important, why would you use glass to protect something? I mean, there are other things like, steel and iron bars and like really thick stone walls that you can stack up. And like, hey, for good measure, you could like build a wall, put a monster, build a wall, put a monster. That would take longer. I'm just spitballing here, though.
So Chess says that there's been a disruption of the arcane in the greater world, not just here, but with everything else as well. Did you intend this? The figure looks from Speranza over to Chess and just sighs. I guess you are wizards then, wielding that disgusting power.
Ordo takes a step forward, looks at this angelic form, puts one hand on his hip, holds his hand in the air, and says, "I'm sorry, who did you call a wizard?" And then looks kind of confused at himself. Sorry about that. I don't know what came over me.
Sounded a little like I did.
I believe the correct response is bless you.
You
What
realize
I meant to say was, what problems do you have with wizards?
through the ages, wizards meddle in the affairs of mortals. They think that because they are intelligent and they are powerful, they can do as they want. They defy the laws of nature. They corrupt the things that are around. They control people. In short, they do as they will without the thought of that which is proper, right, good, just, all because they have taken magic through sheer force of will.
Avtok kind of leans over to Joshua in a whisper that isn't nearly quiet enough, says he's not entirely wrong.
Fish down.
So Chess says, is that not precisely what you're doing right now? Disrupting the natural flow of magic because? Oh, I am completely intending to disrupt the flow of wizardry. Those that use proper magic, those who get it from a divine source, are just fine.
I feel like we were getting off on a very bad foot. My name is Joshua. What can we address you by?
You're one of those foul things that collects information to be studied and used later, aren't you?
That seems to be the entire purpose of wizardry. We collect and observe the natural laws. We figure out how to best adjust them if need be. If I were to make a solid argument, having done a bit of study of the divine myself, I would say the magic used by wizardry is far more natural than that is gifted to followers by their gods.
How so?
We come across our magics through observation, through collection, through study. We spend time and effort researching what it is we know. You ask people to fall to their knees and subjugate themselves to a divine power, and that higher power just gifts them whatever they seem to be fitting. There's no work that goes into being a cleric or a paladin. You simply just say, "Oh gods, give me your gifts," and then just allow yourself to be pointed in a direction.
And the divine, those who have millennia, can judge the value of the soul and the intention of those they give it to. And should that person use that power unwisely, it can be taken away. Whereas the lot of you who study through rote memorization of formula, steal power, and bend and corrupt magic to your will.
I take offense to this accusation of stealing. There's no power that is being drawn away from something else by me just simply doing this, and I'm going to create bonfire and just cast the spell and make a small mote of flame.
Okay.
But I'm gonna roll to see if I accidentally cast my other spell that I just recently learned. So even odd, even is bonfire, odd is my new spell. It is odd.
Perfect.
My new spell is Chaos Bolt. So we're going to see how this goes, since I have never cast this spell before in my life.
But somebody who happens to watch
It's so much fun.
players might be familiar with someone who used to cast that spell.
Okay, let's see what kind of chaos it is. I'm gonna roll randomly for it. It is still fire, but it is not a controlled little campfire that I try to set on the ground at my feet. Instead, it is a bolt of fire that launches from my fingertips.
So is that an attack roll or a saving throw?
Attack roll.
Yeah, it is an attack roll. I didn't intend to attack this angel with it, but I am.
I think about the time you're
Unfortunately,
casting
doing
that
that?
spell, trying to emphasize what you're saying and counteract what this being said, just as you cast this, Ordo just looks at him and says, "Sir, I am a barber," and then your chaos bolt launches off.
Yep, and it's a 20 to hit.
All right, that will hit.
Okay, that's 2d8 plus 1.
As the chaos bolt's flying towards the angel, Avtok leans over to Ordo and goes, "Joshua has a point too." These are very good arguments.
Okay, that is 14 fire damage.
All right. So as you would kind of expect, the fire does not have as great an effect as you were. I wouldn't say hoping, because you really weren't thinking about casting this spell,
Right.
but it did not do as much damage as the spell would normally do. So let's go ahead and roll initiative.
I got a 0.
Oh, jeez.
That tracks.
I got the opposite.
Uh,
I got a 20 because I have
Sideways
0 in my
zero?
bonus.
I got an 11. 11.
11 for V. We have a 20 for Asa. A 7 for Jake. Frag says he's got a 0. Robin is at a 13. What is your dex mod there, Joshua?
Plus 0.
Did I miss anything?
We're just figuring out the order.
I'm last.
Yeah, yep. That, with a 0, that usually does happen. So the angel pulls this great sword off their back and just brings it down in front of them and just stabs at the ground. And you watch as energy, very much in the shape of a sword, comes down at each of you. I need you all to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. And it turns out that I actually rolled the same number twice on my d8s, which means my chaos bolt jumps to somebody within 30 feet.
Okay, so that would be one of you guys.
I
I'm gonna have
volunteer
it-
as tribute.
Okay, all right. Since I haven't controlled it, I guess I have no control. I didn't intend this. I'm going to go ahead and do my attack on Avtok, which is a 23.
No, that missed. No, yeah, that hits.
And that is 14 force damage to you.
Good night. You've done more damage to me than anything else in this whole game so far.
This is a very powerful cantrip. I mean, I didn't know that when I took it.
Chaos Bolt isn't a cantrip, it's a first level spell.
Oh, then this is a very powerful first level spell. I didn't see that. I thought it was a cantrip totally. That's
What?
all right. That makes a lot more sense then.
What was the saving throw? What?
Wisdom?
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
I totally fail.
I got a
I
16.
where is I got a 16.
So we have. All right, Fraginator's got a 15. Robin,
I got a
2. You got a 2.
Yep.
And then you guys both had a 16, you said? All right.
Mhm.
So Anyone who got 15 or higher saved. So you will take only 4 points of radiant damage. Asa, you're going to take 8, and you are stunned for the next round.
Okay, which it totally fits because I was going to spend my round groveling.
Okay, well,
I'm just going to spend my round just standing there, mostly just terrified at this point, and then stunned.
all right, Chess, you're up. So Chess draws the blade, still crackling with dark light that is immediately refreshed as it comes into her hand. Bonus action to activate Blade Song, 21 to hit, which absolutely does. Upcast to level 3 for 29 necrotic damage. Dear Lord. That's crazy. So you begin just stalking forward, a song on your lips, and they pull the sword up and try to parry your dark blade, but you slide in past and you just carve a line through this golden plate mail that they're wearing. Next up is Speranza.
So Speranza sees the injury starting to happen, and she starts wondering, there's going to be another round of healing. I'm not really too thrilled with you because, first of all, there's a thing called talking, and she just narrows her eyes, and she's going to cast Sliver at the creature, the angel. Okay. And let's see if we do any damage with this one. So it's an intelligence save. DC.
Oh, an intelligence 15. Save. I was not expecting that. I don't think that's going to do it. That's a 12. Sorry, no, 14. Mm-hmm. I got to add the other. Add the wrong direction.
Other way. No, so but still not exactly enough. So that is going to be 6 points psychic damage. And then subtracts 1d4 from the next saving throw it makes before the end of my next turn.
Very cool.
Okie dokie.
Is that it?
I'm looking really quick at my healing spells. Yeah, for now that's it.
All right, Ordo.
Ordo steps forward, and you see once again, just barely peeking out of the beard, you see that little spectral mouse. And then it disappears as you hear Ordo's mouth moving and saying in this slightly different voice, all right, let's take a look and see what you... Ooh, I like this one. And suddenly Ordo holds out his hands like this, and his beard goes... As I face directly at the angel, the beard, every hair and strand begins to curl outward in this magnificent force as the angel in this cone, and just in case there's anything else that can see it 30 feet within this cone, must make a wisdom saving throw as they are seeing a phantasmal image of the true beardomatic nature of my beard as I cast Feared.
So that is going to catch Chess as well, who rushed in, but a wisdom saving throw.
Oh yeah, it's not. It doesn't say that you can see it. So if you're caught in the cone, you will be caught in it. Yeah, it's a wisdom saving throw, which I gotta check my DC real quick.
I imagine a natural 20 for a 26 is probably going to do it.
Yeah. You got a 17, Robin? That's exactly my spell save DC. So neither one of them are restrained. Let me just make sure this is worded. I get this wording right. Neither one of them is restrained in terrible awe of the phantasmal beard. So it's an impressive sight. And as neither of them are restrained, you just see Ordo put both of his hands on his hips and go, "Oh, well, that was disappointing." And that's my turn.
All right, Avtok, you're up.
All right. Avtok is going to cast Shatter at 3rd level, but he's going to change the damage type to bludgeoning, and it's going to look like a small cave-in landing directly on top of this angel.
Okay.
So it is a Constitution saving throw.
How do you feel about a 19?
That will succeed, so he'll take half of 17, which is 8. Didn't brain him as much as I thought I would.
This angel is quite skilled.
Was there a subtraction that was supposed to be made because of Mind Sliver, though?
Yeah, D4.
19 would have been minus a D4. Thank you for that. It was -1, so 18.
Still passes, barely. I tried.
Hey, you got it.
Only reason I know that is because Mind Sliver is one of my few cantrips, too.
All right. Top of the order is the angel. And since it is engaged in combat with Chess, it is going to go hog wild on you. So first attack is a 25 to hit. And the second attack is a dirty 20. Does a dirty 20 hit? All right. So 2 hits. Doing some quick math. That's 8.
I feel like Joshua's going to get us TPK'd by an angel.
So that is 28 points of damage, which 7 of which is radiant. I don't think that's going to make a difference for you, but just in case it is.
Never saw that that show on ABC, TPK'd by an angel.
Yeah, I used to watch that all the time in the 90s.
All right. And you watch as some of their wounds begin to close. Not many, but some.
It's a troll. Trangel.
So Asa, you're able to shake off the stun and actually get a turn here.
Oh my, I did not mean to do that. I was trying to do something else entirely. I was trying to do this. And I'm going to again roll to see what spell I cast. Because my character at the moment does not know how to keep his spells in line.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Robin, you're up next.
All right. It's gonna be a cantrip.
Okay.
It's gonna be thermatology. What are we gonna do here? I'm gonna say I was trying to do this, and then all of a sudden there's going to be this massive like thunder crash of a booming sound right behind the angel as I create an instantaneous sound.
Okay, so you made a booming sound. It does not seem to phase the angel that is still locked in combat with Chess.
I'm gonna look at my hand and that's holding the shovel and my hand that's not holding the shovel and say, "What is going on with you?" and then I'm gonna hold my shovel defensively and take a step away from the angel and stand next to Avtok.
Sure. I mean, you weren't close enough to be in melee combat, so this is not gonna draw an attack opportunity.
Okay.
As he sidles up to Avtok, I'm gonna look down like, you started it. Hit the damn thing.
It's an angel. I didn't want to fight it. We were having such a wonderful philosophical conversation.
All right, Chess, what do you got? All right, so bloody wounds manifest themselves along Chess's sides. That was a bad one. She's not in a good way, but you see the challenge strong in her eyes as she stands fast against the coming tide. All eyes alight with fury and excitement, like she couldn't ask for a better challenge. Well done. My turn. So you nat 20'd. How does that apply to spell damage in this game? So I would just, roll the double set. Nat 20. This is not going to look good.
In the best possible way. Don't feel bad at all.
I'm just happy this thing's not vulnerable to necrotic. So upcasting, inflict wounds.
Damn.
58 damage. Dear
Chess MVP.
God.
Case that's relevant.
Just in case any of us are worried, if you're gonna die, you're only 1 hit point away.
You blast into this angel. Again, they try to put up a strong defense, but you're able to slide through with a devastating cut. You actually just slice off a large chunk of the armor and their left arm. They reel back in pain. You see this silvery red blood leaking out of the arm, and the eyes just alight with rage. They're still on their feet, holding the sword in one hand, as the arm, for just a brief moment, flops on the ground before, as many extraplanar creatures do, it just dissolves into a silver mist and begins to just vanish through the stone ceiling. Speranza, you're up.
Speranza, she'll run over to Chess and sort of hug Chess's leg. You did a good job with that one. I have absolute faith in you that you can do that again. No problem whatsoever. And she's casting Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Because that looks like that might be something helpful. I will do it at 2nd level. So that is going to be 14. And since I'm not engaged with the angel, told you it's been a long day. Afterwards, she will scoot herself back just to get as out of reach of the angel as she can.
Okay. I mean, it was close. The angels got some reach, but not quite that much.
Okay.
All right. Ordo.
So Ordo's beard is still sort of flying around in the aftermath of this last beard spell. And now you see Ordo's beard is sort of, sometimes the beard hairs are kind of going out this way, and then they pull in this way, and then they fly up over this way as Ordo is over there going, Who are you and what are you doing? No, I want to do it. No, give me, this is my, I'm going to do it. And you see all of the hairs lash out at the angel. I have to make an attack roll. That is a 22 to hit.
That will hit.
As all of a sudden, the beard hairs just go, shoot out, and they begin to wrap around his legs and his one remaining arm and his chest as I cast, this was one of the spells I wrote for Beardomancy, Ordo's Binding Beard. As they wrap themselves tightly around the target, it is restrained for up to 1 minute. At the end of each of its turns, it can attempt a strength check to break free. Please don't do so. It gives me split ends. So right now, it's basically, there's just these long tendrils of beard lashed out and just chaining this angel in place, and he is restrained.
Cool.
Or they are restrained.
All right. So that brings us to Avtok.
All right, Avtok will whip out with a I don't know, mind whip, I guess. However, instead of looking like a whip, it kind of looks like a spectral bow.
Okay.
And the arrowhead looks like a brain. As I need you to make an intelligence saving throw for me, please.
It's going to be a 16.
That will just pass, so it will take half damage. And why can't I all of a sudden not find the damage? You're killing me. There it is. 10, so 12, 6.
6 damage.
Psychic, if that matters.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then Avtok will just reach one hand in front of Joshua and push him in front of me lightly as I try to hide behind him despite being twice his height.
So the angel, seeing things are not going quite so well for them, they spin their blade, not all pretty gracefully, but the sword is kind of big. It's not really designed for this, but it points it in the general direction of all of you, and you see shimmers of radiant light, almost in the shape of a sword, fly out at all of you. I need everyone to make a dex save. Chess disadvantage because it's directly in front of you. You got less room to dodge.
I'm going to be very surprised if this is double digits.
Rolled my second crit for the night.
Cool.
First was on initiative. Second is on this dex save,
Oh,
which
boy.
is a total of 20 since I have like a +0 to dexterity.
6.
14.
Avtok's going down.
Avtok, combine your save with my save of 8, and we just make Speranza's save. I got an 8.
Oh no, we are so screwed.
So a 15 for chess. You have a 14, you said, V?
I think that's what. Yes.
Okay. And then Fraginator and Jake, you said combined you have a 14.
Single digits.
I have an 8, yeah. Avtok and I combined our 14.
So 14 and lower fail. You're going to take a total of 17 points of damage if you Chess and Joshua, you pass, so you get half of that. So 7.
I imagine that I duck behind Avtok as my response to this thing.
Actually, you while ducking behind me, you luckily get out of the way because I crash hard and hit the ground.
Works perfectly.
That was only
I
like
move behind
15
you
more
get
hit points
dropped
than I
and
had.
fall, and I'm just standing like this tiefling is standing behind you like. All right, half of 17.
So half of 17, yes, that's 8 for the two of you that passed.
Good deal.
And then you're up, Joshua.
Oh, hells, I guess we're doing this. I look at my hands again and say, please don't let me down. And I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb.
Okay.
At second level, and I'll bet that I can do this with Necrotic because it's an angel. So maybe that'll do something. Okay. I fucking crit again.
Wow.
That is a 28 in total.
20,
And then
28 to hit or 28 damage?
to hit. I can't calculate damage that fast. What's the how do crits work? Is it just max damage? Or
If you're casting a spell, just roll the double damage.
oh, okay. So
Someday I might get to ask how crits work.
Come on, dude. You know your dice. Don't tell yourself lies.
We don't. breathe.
Jesus, I have rolled 4 8 so far.
Jeez, nice.
2 more dice.
I mean, it's nice to be hopeful there, Frag, but I mean, come on.
That's flat 50 necrotic damage.
50 necrotic damage, dear God. So what does it look like as you slam this thing with 50 points of necrotic damage after Chess has hit it for 58 points of necrotic damage?
Is this going to kill it?
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm using my shovel as my spell focus at this point. So it's like I scoop up a like wad of gooey black ink and just chuck it at this thing, and it like hits it in the face, and immediately the flesh starts to melt away. And by the time the spell has finished, it's pretty much just completely rotted away this angel's face and probably head. It's just a puddle of ooze on top of shiny armor.
Well, the armor wasn't really all that shiny anymore. Half of it had kind of slagged off with Chess's slice and dissolved away, not being made of, mortal creation. The only thing that winds up remaining as the necrotic energy eats away at this thing, as the body slumps to the ground, a single necklace falls. It's a silver chain with just a silver rectangle, amulet attached to the chain, and the body begins to slowly dissolve into the silvery motes of energy. The armor, the sword, all begin to vanish away. But the amulet does stay.
That escalated quickly.
I will immediately drop to Avtalk and, are you okay? Don't die on me. I think I did CPR.
The chest drops to a knee, sword planted point at the ground, or down at the stone, breathing too hard at the moment. The thing that we were fighting is gone, as a fight were the only thing keeping her on her feet.
That is Speranza's gonna who's down?
Avtalk. And my
Avtalk,
medicine check is pathetic. I'm not doing anything useful.
Okay, so Speranza will go over to Avtalk and
Is his check so bad it makes me fail a death save?
No.
It was a 6.
because she has that healing potions apron, and I have one left for the day. So can I give Avtalk a healing potion?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, she'll give Avtalk the healing potion. So that is going to be. Do you want me to do it as 2d4 plus 2, or do you want Avtalk?
That's fine.
You do not want me rolling dice.
I do not want you rolling dice. Okay, hold on.
But what could be funny? It's like, oh, I give him a healing potion. She walks over, puts the healing potion on your body, walks away.
Sets it on
A
you.
little gift for you.
Can't help someone that won't help themselves.
Nudges it over a little
Exactly.
closer with your toe.
There are people who have given me the nickname Literal, so.
All right, so that's 9.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I rolled.
That's more hit points
damn
than I
well.
had before I got hit.
And then, okay, so that's it for the apron for today.
I'm gonna feign ignorance and think that my medicine check, my weird attempt at CPR where I'm just pounding him on the chest, is what brings him back. I did it. You're alive. I'm gonna grab his tusks and be like, I'm so happy I didn't have to extract these from your body.
Yeah, right.
Sprawn just like pats his back, like, sure, yep.
Thank you. Both of you, and I look pointedly at Speranza.
Just like a little curtsy.
I'm gonna walk over to Chess. Are you all right? You just fought an angel.
She is in shock. Give her time to respond.
I will be. I'm a little bit more concerned with what this means for the bigger picture.
Means next time they better send a bigger angel. I say bleeding out.
What was that, Joshua? Why did you suddenly attack the angel?
Oh,
You're going to hell.
I was trying to show that through our own study and practice, we can cast these spells, and all I was trying to do was create a little campfire, a little bit of flame on the ground. I don't know what happened. I just didn't use my
shot
spells
him in
properly.
the face with your campfire.
Yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen. It was just supposed to wind up on the ground. It was harmless, unless he stepped in it. But
So Chess looks to Ordo and says, in regards to your question, what is that thing? Something divine is what's doing all of this and on purpose.
I will look over, and if nobody has, I don't think anybody's touched it, I will
No, I don't
reach
think so.
out with my beard, and my part of my beard will wrap around this amulet and lift it up.
All right. So
Oh,
initially, the first thing you see is a rune. Now, you being a dwarf, all of you are wizards. You know enough of runic to know the basic symbol for magic. And the only thing marring that symbol is that there is a downward thrust sword that looks like it's cutting the rune in half. And that is the only thing on the amulet.
can I do a religion check on that? Try to study, discern it.
You could make a history check if you.
whoa.
I'm trained in
Before you do anything, Joshua, look with your eyes.
I don't want to touch that.
Put your
Came out-
hands in your pockets. I don't want to get shot in the face with a campfire.
I see.
I was gonna say what's the worst that could happen, but
Fine.
shot in the face.
As
with
I'm
a
holding the
campfire.
necklace in front of my face with my beard, I literally don't want to get shot in the face.
Yeah.
As I'll just move it off to the side.
I will shove my hands into my robe pockets and just like study the amulet as you move it around with your beard. You can see one of my pockets begins to smolder. My history check is a 17.
So, I mean, there's a lot of things that could be linked to this particular symbology. And with a 17, you're not quite sure what it is, whether it was an individual's choice or whether it belongs to an organization that you haven't seen or heard of before. But the only thing you have is speculation based off of the description.
Well, my working theory, simply based on what we've seen here, is that there are individuals or people trying to destroy magic. I assume the sword means destruction and the rune is magic. That's my guess. Also, you said only the amulet remained, but like potentially could the broken plate armor be remained?
And a single feather.
So I just want to collect enough for me to be a half-assed warrior because I have that great sword that I took from the goblins.
Hey, I have half plate.
The plate and the great sword vanish.
Okay.
And
I just
have
wanted,
half
I just
plate
wanted
for you,
this like
Joshua.
half severed angelic breastplate and a goblin greatsword. They don't add me any bonuses at all. They're just there.
But instead,
Hey,
you
Will.
fight with a shovel.
Instead, I fight with a shovel. I'm okay with that.
So maybe this here amulet might be something of use for us to hunt down who might be causing these issues, if that's the theory for what this could mean.
Was there? You said that this angel was pacing around something, that there was a magical barrier, right?
Indeed. There's a pedestal in the middle of this this chamber. The room is round, and now that you are not distracted by the angel, this is a very large circular room, and there are a number of open hallways, doorways, whatever you want to call it, that lead off from this room. This is very much some kind of central chamber, and there is a golden energy barrier that is in a, from what you can see, a half dome coming up from the blackened stone, covering the pedestal. But even from the golden barrier, if you get close enough, you can look and see through, and there is almost a crystalline-esque rock that has been carved into a skull that looks to be moving of its own accord, just kind of shifting around, looking at all of you. You can't hear if it's actually saying anything, but the jawbone is moving as if it is talking or what have you.
I'm gonna try something. No, don't. No, just let me try it. As Ordo seems to be arguing with himself again, and the beard holding the amulet, that part of the beard is going to try to push the amulet up against this barrier, see if maybe it passes through.
It does not.
See? It didn't cause any problems.
So with some difficulty, Chess pushes to her feet and crosses the barrier, sword clutched in both hands. She waits, looking to Ordo for the moment.
Sorry, it does not appear as though this amulet grants access through the barrier.
So Chess, as you swing away at the barrier, it deflects off. This is very much a different type of barrier than the one that you forced your way through.
Yeah, I would have just taken a step back as you said that. When you said you were going to attack, Ordo would have just gone. There. Perhaps we need to find more of these or similar items. There are many doors leading off of here. I mean, last time we had to go retrieve souls from a goblin. Suppose it couldn't be so easy as you being able to cut through it.
Well, as you recall, last time when you fixed the shrine, you actually combined your magic to heal the object. So this is a barrier in the way, not so much a broken object.
Right.
Chess, did you figure anything out about this object from your friend, your necromancer friend? Do we know what this is? I know it's a thing we're trying to get, right? It's our current quest MacGuffin.
So the So the information that you had in regards to the 8 objects is that magic was being interfered with, and under speculation, it's possible that one thing could be common amongst all of them, but whatever was behind it probably went to different lengths to damage, destroy, obstruct, or hide things from mortal use. So this looks to be, a scenario where there is a barrier that is not entirely of mortal make that needs to be resolved in some way, shape, or form in order to restore proper flow of magic.
Joshua has a thought, and I'm going to test that theory by just putting my hand against the barrier
Mm-hmm.
and then trying to push into it a little bit.
Okay. What are you attempting to do? Are you just trying to
I'm just seeing what happens when something living puts pressure against this. My theory is it's an anti-life barrier, and it's going to keep out things that are alive, but maybe it would allow something that's undead to pass through it, since we're dealing with necromantic magic.
Okay. Well, you are not undead.
Exactly. So that's what I'm testing, is it keeps me from.
So yeah, you can't get through it. But I mean, there are even undead practitioners, and while you haven't had any conversations with any, it's likely that, especially after the conversation you just had with the angel, they said that they're against the bookish wizards.
So this barrier might be something he created to keep out wizards specifically.
We have I have an idea. And you would once again see the spectral mouse appear in my beard. And it wiggles its nose and its whiskers, and a small cave badger materializes on the floor in front of us as I cast Summon Beast. This is a druid spell, which is divine. The badger's going to look back at me, and then it's going to start waddling toward the barrier and try to pass through it.
Badger.
So the badger, waddles up to it. And at first you thought, this is a success, as it looks like the badger starts to pass through, but like a second and a half, and it is repelled.
Son of a badger.
Repelled, like the badger's pushed back, or does it take any damage? It does have hit points.
Doesn't take any damage. It's still fine, but it almost feels like the barrier gives way and then just kind of pushes it back, and you see the badger kind of like scurry back a couple of steps.
Badgers are ornery little fellows, so I imagine this thing is just suddenly and you, for a moment when it looks like success, Ordo goes, "Ha! I told you I was gonna shit."
Avtalk will look at Joshua and be like, "Why don't you dig yourself into something other than trouble and see if we can go under it?"
Joshua's also listening to what
Chess says the last
Chess
time we
just
had
said,
defeated magic.
If it's something divine, maybe it wants us to feed it prayers. Perhaps this is something that only faith can break through. I, of course, don't have any of that as the eternal skeptic with all of my study to religion.
For the love of God, these hoops.
We're laughing at what Chess said.
Because Chess says if we have
That's
to feed
about right.
prayers, we're fucked.
Yep.
Not wrong.
Might as well share it with the whole audience.
Well, if it didn't take any damage, this badger sticks around for an hour.
What is the floor stone?
Yes.
Oh, figures.
No digging through. Unless this is a magic shovel.
Do not believe you.
It's not a magic shovel. Well, given the little information we have, perhaps, Ordo, your idea is the best. Maybe we just need to explore some of these other rooms and see if there are more hints to what we need to do with this.
I'm sorry, did you say you thought I was right?
Yes, is that a surprise?
No. Which one should we explore first?
I look immediately to my left.
Question is, where were you standing?
Yes.
Do we know which direction which door we came through?
Yeah,
I don't.
Well, then that one would be on the left.
Unless you face this way, and then that one's on the left.
That door is always going to be on the left of where we entered.
Touche.
And I will head for that door if nobody's saying or doing anything else. I'll just sort of tuck that amulet up into my necklace, or my beard. So sorry. Don't look at me while I'm doing this. It's weird.
Stop watching me while I put things in my beard.
Oh, for the love, let's just go.
Shoving it into your follicle.
I did not say that.
Sprums is like marching off.
All right. Here we go.
So you, again, very similar to what you had encountered just before you had kind of come into, this room. All of the crypts in this place seem to have their nameplates either worn away or completely have fallen away. But you're yet again seeing a number of like wayward spirits in this place. Something, maybe it's the proximity to whatever is underneath the orb. Perhaps it's whatever the angel or their minions or whoever they work for, whatever the case may be, whatever they've done. But the spirits down here are certainly at unrest. And you wind up seeing a number of things just kind of floating in and out through the walls. A handful of them kind of look back, and while most of their form is incorporeal and you're barely seeing a humanoid shape, every once in a while a visage will turn and look your way, and you can see actual facial features. A variety of races, but for the most part, humans, elves, and dwarves.
Sorry, no vacancy.
No one seems to be trying to push in at any of you. They just seem to be like almost lost.
I think Ordo just wants to make sure they know. There's no more room left in here.
But one of them does kind of stop, and they don't have the form that you see seems very, very more intangible than the other ones. The arms, they're there, but they don't get to hands their legs don't get to feet. It trails off into nothingness. But they just kind of like stop and look in all of your direction.
Can we help you?
There are not things alive down here. Has not been for a long time. And the voice seems to kind of echo not only in the chamber itself, but almost like echoing in their own speech. It's a very bizarre scenario listening to it talk.
There was an angel in the other room. It was alive.
Do you consider us alive?
I guess not. Is an angel not alive then?
They're not
anymore.
They're not of this place. Alive is another word to them.
Do you know what's going on here with the skull in the other room and the barrier around it?
Its drawl, its connection is not stable. We are pulled from numerous corners of the world. Normally magic is not like that. I've been a spirit for a long time, but this is not where I belong. This is not where I am supposed to haunt. So just as we've come to restore balance.
Would you be able to aid us in getting access to the skull so we can work to repair this damage? Perhaps then you will be able to return to your resting place.
How would I do that?
I don't know. I was hoping you would have an idea.
What is the obstacle?
There's a barrier between the skull and everything outside of it that we can't get through. Don't know the nature of it, just know that it doesn't allow us to pass through. Even this badger was incapable.
Its head turns to acknowledge the spiritual form badger that is joining you guys. So a barrier presumably cast by the angel that was here, is what she remarks. I do not believe the angel that was here was the one that cast that barrier. I have been here for some time, and unless that angel came back, the barrier was here, and I saw a sword different than the one it carried slice a line in the air, and as it held the line and opened it like a door, another form, the angel that was here, stepped forward. The sword was drawn back, and the line disappeared, and the angel remained.
I would look to everyone else and just. So it sounds like someone else has come and summoned this angel here. And that someone else may be the one who cast the barrier. What did this sword look like? The one that cut through the air.
It was a gleaming metal, not that which is usually for fine jewelry. And it gave off its own light, but it was long and thin.
Anybody else have any questions? I'm kind of running dry here.
Despite being a wizard, Avtalk's not really that smart.
So Chess says, and we have another wound that needs healing, one caused by the sword. Does it sound like it could have made that, crack in the divining stone? It's possible. It only gave you the idea of a thin sword. Swords are capable of doing a lot, but you're intelligent enough to know that if a sword is giving off its own light, it is has got to be at least magic for the moment, if not magic permanently. And items of that kind of power are capable of doing things that normal weapons are not.
Mhm. I'll turn back to the spirit and just say, do you think it was this person with the thin sword that created the barrier that we were trying to get through, or was that barrier here long before that?
It is only speculation. I can only tell you that I have never been to this place. I am a long way from the areas that I haunt, but I have been pulled here and ask of the other spirits, and they might know. There are some that have been here for some time. Perhaps those that have been here longer could tell you more.
That seems like a terrifying idea, but probably our best option.
So it looks around at some of the other spirits, and it kind of drifts away. And as it does so, its spirit changes. It seems to start calling out to some of the other spirits, but as it does, it gets brighter and brighter. And for just a brief moment, as it calls out, I need all of you to go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
It's something I might actually be good at.
Not me.
15.
6. Or I probably don't need to put it in chat.
18.
9.
And what did you get, V? Is that 16?
15.
15.
Sorry, 15.
All right. So as this thing cries out, as it just drifts 30 feet away, you watch as both Ordo and Joshua grab their ears and completely pass out unconscious. You are both at 0 hit points.
But stable?
We just
Good.
got Banshee screeched.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's 0 hit points, but stable, if I remember right.
Yep.
Just
I'm gonna lightly kick Joshua. There's no time to be sleeping on the job.
death roll.
Fail 2 death saves. It's a critical foot tap.
I got 1 death save failed from being kicked by a foot.
No,
Another one
5 feet,
twice.
that would be 2.
That's a crit. It's an automatic crit.
I'm not doing that.
Right. I imagine
with
he
that
did like
attitude.
the double toe kick, so it was 2 death save throws.
Didn't realize that Avtalk's light kick meant I stood on his
Just
chest.
stomped on me.
I mean, he is a Loxodon.
We don't want to talk about the elephant in the room.
Been waiting for that one. But a moment later, the thing returns, not quite as bright and scary. It looks to Joshua on the ground, and looks to the three that are still standing. I'm sorry, I'm looking at Robin's comment. You kicked Joshua, you strike his body like a ball. 100 years of jail for Avtok.
That tracks.
But it looks to the rest of you, and almost the human-like emotion returns in stark features as it looks down at Joshua, who it was having a conversation with, and it seemed almost like it was enjoying the process, like it hasn't done that for a long time. But if any of the other three actually allow its eyes to lock with yours, it would continue that and tell you that the spirits that have been here for a long time are able to tell you that the barrier is only a recent thing within, as far as it could tell, a handful of months, which would line up with, what the masters had told you, with, the magic happening or not happening properly. And then that's when the extra spirits were being drawn here. But it was only, within the last week that this angel appeared.
Interesting.
Oh, Badger went away. Sorry.
Yep.
Bye, Badger.
Okay, so 2 down, completely down type of thing.
2 down completely.
Oh boy.
Ooh, I want to make a medicine check on Joshua to make sure he's not dying and see how bad I botch it.
Sure.
Ooh, that's not good. Oh, I'm proficient though. 10.
That stabilizes him. Not that, he wasn't stable already, but
I don't know that. I rolled a 10. Well, I mean, I rolled a 6, but
I rolled a 6 as well, but I had a -1.
Let's see here.
I don't know what that means, Robert.
I don't know if that's a typo or if that's
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't figure out what.
Swear to God.
Oh, okay. I think we're just trying to see who kills the other one first outside of combat.
We have a bromance going on. It's Sky Love.
I mean, I can cure wounds, each of you. Slots are getting low, just saying.
We're at that part where you're weighing spell slots versus our lives.
I can bring you 2 back, but then we're definitely like, don't hurt each other anymore. Thanks for, I was like, you 2 need to stop this right now. It'll be a cure wounds first level for each. So that is 8 for odds for Fraginator.
Wait, I'm not down. It's Joshua and Ordo.
So that's so then Ordo.
8,
And
you
then
said? 8?
Yep.
Yes.
And then 9 for Joshua.
So there's, again, curiosity by this figure as you breathe life into, your dropped companions, and the curiosity just kind of fades. And for just the briefest moments, you see like a range of emotions, and then it just drifts away.
Ordo, you don't use your trunk for CPR. No, I'm sorry. Not Ordo.
I don't have a trunk.
That was
On the great or on the bright side, for doing CPR, I do have 5 foot reach. Can do it standing up. Just use my foot.
you get Ordo to do the chest compressions with his beard, and you get Avtok to do the trunk to blow into your mouth. Got it.
The visual.
Yep.
It's
I'm trying not to
teamwork.
picture it.
Anybody looking for fan art? There you go. Can't really unsee that now.
See, I'm not even picturing it. So I'm good.
Yeah, just remember that an elephant's trunk is their nose. So they'd be trying to breathe through their nose into your mouth.
I'm gonna go with chess.
Yeah, I was gonna say Avtok sees Chess starting to duck out of the room and like.
Oh no, that's okay. I'll get up myself.
So as you begin to investigate, these other hallways, they kind of look all the same. You're seeing these old crypts, and you're seeing numerous spirits that all seem to be lingering and lost.
So, Chess, you're suggesting we do something similar to what we did last time, where we held the stone together and tried to heal it. Are you suggesting we try to heal through this barrier?
Chess says I was, but that was when I thought the barrier was something else. We probably need to break it. But it's going to be a group effort.
You have my trunk and tusks.
Should keep the tusks. They're pretty valuable. Do you think that if we together channeled our magic into it, we could break through?
Like our most damaging top spells.
Perhaps.
3rd level
Like
magic missile it
that.
is.
3rd level fireball it is.
3rd level fireball it is.
Maybe we should not stand in the room.
Wait, is the barrier even a valid target? It's not a creature. I'm screwed.
Right.
My most powerful spell is now a cantrip.
All right, so you guys going to attempt to combine magic as you did on the last one?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we will say you combine efforts again, and we're going to do this the same way as we did the last one. One of you can make an Arcana check, and then we add the spell slot level that you're pouring into this ritual. It's not even a single casting. It's the energy that you are trying to combine to be like a hammer blow across this barrier. So who's electing to do the die roll?
Oh, we get to choose, not it.
Not it.
I'll do it.
I have a +4 to my Arcana because I'm not trained in it.
I have a +7. I'll do it.
All right.
I do too.
I have a +6, but that's
All right,
fine.
so who,
Okay, so that is going to be a 17 + 7, so a 24.
we got a 24. And then
So glad you rolled.
We got a 3rd level from Joshua, so that brings it up to a 27. 3rd level from Avtok brings it up to a 30. Ordo.
2nd level.
All right, so we got a 34 at the moment. Are you adding any magic in, Speranza?
Yeah, I can do a well, heck, I'll do a 3rd level too.
Okay. It brings it up to a 36.
Can you dump more than one spell into it or no?
Well, I mean, you just barely hit the DC with each of you doing one.
Yay.
So what does it look like, Speranza, as your guided ritual tears down this barrier?
It's almost like we'll give this a graviturgy flavor. So as we start to focus and everything like that, it's almost like the force field itself starts doing like this weird shifting thing, like what happens to buildings in an earthquake. And as this starts to gain in speed, these cracks and fissures start to appear on this force field that is going on. And there's almost like this audible crack in the ground, even though no crack appears, but the force field itself sort of dissipates.
So it dissipates in the same way that the angel did. The silvery golden light just seems to turn into a light mist, if you will. Have you ever seen like the dancing light particles in the air? But it travels up as opposed to falling down with gravity. But the moment that the spell breaks and you're there looking at this skull, it orients in your direction, and you can hear it's like every so often it cackles in laughter, but it's sitting there kind of chattering on this stone pedestal. It's pretty creepy, but it is there, and as you have done and seen before, you could attempt to gain power from this arcane vessel.
I was gonna look to Chess and say, "This is your show."
Uh-huh.
So Chess strides across first. What do you do? And now we wait patiently. So you just reach over and grab the skull. So the moment that your hand reaches out, the skull, while it is not a humanoid skull, it is still about the same size as what you would expect from a normal human skull, but it is made of this, kind of crystalline stone, obsidian teeth. And as you stride purposefully in its direction, it stops clattering in place. Its eye sockets, because there's no eyes there, almost seem to draw you in. And purposefully you reach out and you touch the skull. And for the briefest moment, all of you, including you, Chess, you see on all of your visible skin, you see your skeleton as if it was completely just no flesh, no muscle, but just for the briefest of moments, like Avtok did when he fully accepted the power. You now have the necromancer powers in addition to your blade song abilities of the subclass. You have some visions of undead within the world, beings that have clearly gained power from this specific skull. Whether it's they too have doubled up on wizardry, which very few people have managed to do so, but you don't know where they are, but you just have a strong vision of powerful creatures who have defied death through the power of this particular skull, this particular place. Does anyone else go over to either claim a minor power or power entirely? Okay. didn't think anybody else was so inclined, but you have, by all accounts, you have broken the barrier. You have freed necrotic magic or necromantic magic. What do you do?
I say we get out of here. I don't think my shovels are going to protect me anymore.
Yeah, I think we need a good rest.
I would agree.
So you yet again, you pull out your Stone of Recall. Happy for at least most of you to be out of this dark and dreary place. And in a swirl of magic, you whoosh. And that is where we will end the night session. Hopefully, the teleportation stone takes you where you're supposed to go, and you're not going to be out of spell slots and next to no hit points and be stranded somewhere else.
That is an ominous way to end. What are you saying, Ted?
Are you trying to hint that that's exactly what's going to happen? Maybe angels hijacked your recall stone. You don't know. You don't know what's going to happen.
I got 9 hit points, man. I'm good to go.
If I could just get that shattered chest plate of that armor, would have really helped.
But between the bottom row, we have 24 hit points between us.
Nice.
I've got 8 hit points.
And Josh and I have 9.
So everybody, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you follow all of these wonderful people all over the internets, wherever you might find them. All the links are down below, as well as a link to that Easy Roller dice thing. Check them out. They're my favorite dice. They're awesome. I make dice trays and all that jazz too, but I use them for dice. So you know the drill. Till next time, stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.